Hey everybody, Joe here with Candid the Movies, and we're coming up on spooky season. Ooh. So yeah, October is right around the corner. And what's funny is in college, I actually took a horror film class, and that was one of my favorite classes in undergrad. Definitely enjoyed my time in that movie, film, critique, study type of thing. It's funny that I'm doing this now, but like that was probably my beginning of not only like liking horror but loving horror and having a passion for it. I know that it's weird, I guess, for some people. You know, some people are like, "You're a pastor. That doesn't deal with your spirit or whatever," and I'm just like, "No, not really." I guess it's about what you believe, and my belief is a little bit deeper than thinking that something is going to jump out of the TV at me. So whatever. Anyway, um, here's a list. I have a top 10 and an honorable mention. So go and check out these horror movies. One, I have The Exorcist. The Exorcist that came out in 1973, not the one that just recently came out. Directed by William Friedkin. It's a story that is. Shout out to, actually, I was talking to somebody yesterday about this in the studio named Trip. He was talking about how The Exorcist is really a movie about faith, and the way he explained it made sense. Where the exorcist is actually the priest who exorcised the demons. So it's not necessarily about being scared and being afraid, but it's about having enough faith to exercise and get away from demonic influence. And that was actually dope because I had never heard of it like that. Second, we have Get Out by Jordan Peele. This came out in 2017. This is a psychological horror that kind of goes into the horror of what it's like to try to mix and mingle among races when there is a caste system and all types of stuff like that happening. And it goes a little deeper. There's some body horror, but I really enjoy Get Out, and I try to watch it from time to time. Third, The Shining. The Shining that came out in 1980, directed by Stanley Kubrick. This is another psychological thriller. I mean, just yeah. If you've seen that, you've either heard of or seen about The Shining. So check out The Shining when you get a chance. Fourth, we have Carrie. Carrie that came out in 1976, directed by Brian De Palma. I don't know if y'all knew this, but it's not a secret. Carrie was a book first. It was written by Stephen King, and then the book was adapted into a movie. And it's one of the most successful horror films ever. And Carrie had some superpowers that she didn't know that got tapped into. It came out in 1976, so I'm not gonna like say that I'm spoiling it because it came out in 1976. They was picking on her, threw some pig blood on her, and then all of a sudden she finds out she has telekinesis and stuff just goes crazy. So yeah, great movie. Great movie, and also gives you something to think about. Think about the way you treat people, guys. Anyway, number 5, Saw, the one that came out in 2004, before Saw became much more gruesome and much more of a slasher series. It was very much more of a psychological thriller. It was directed by James Wan, and the reason why I say Saw 1, maybe Saw 2, those two are my favorites out of the group. The one that just came out recently that I can't remember the name of right now, also was also one of my favorites. But this one, the original one, is definitely amazing. Go check it out. All right, number 6, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the one that came out in 1974, directed by Tobe Hooper. This is a slasher, okay? But it kind of reminds me of like, why would you go on somebody's plot of land and then be scared because they're trying to come get you? Like, they stop messing. Part of the problem with, I think, some horror films is that they make people who, if you don't bother them, they cool. But as soon as you start bothering them, now they the villain. No, 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 no. So just stop messing with people. Like, I've seen this with my own eyes, where you like mess with somebody, you go and steal stuff from them, you mess with their land or whatever, and all they saying is, "Yo, leave me alone," and then you don't, and then they go crazy, and then all of a sudden they're the bad guy. Just stop messing with people. All right. Anyway, number 7, Child's Play. It came out in 1988, directed by Tom Holland. Guys, if you haven't seen Child's Play, just think about Chucky, okay? It is a slasher. It is about a spirit that gets trapped in a doll and things get weird. And yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that it was scary to me. Might be scary to you, but it was definitely a slasher, and it gives you a lot to think about too. There's a lot of underlying lessons in Child's Play. Number 8, Us, 2019, directed by Jordan Peele. This is about a lot of different things. One thing about Jordan Peele is that he's going to give you something to think about, even in the midst of you being afraid. And Lupita Nyong'o knocks this out the park. There's, the others, and you got to just think about how you treat the world that you live around, that God has given us. How do you treat the world? I think that this movie is a good movie to think about that. Number 9, The Invisible Man, that came out in 2020, starring Lee Whannell. Oh my God, the amount of abuse in this film. Like, sometimes you go a little bit too far on trying to, learn something. And in this situation, the Invisible Man went too far, and he had to be stopped. And number 10, The Silence of the Lambs, that came out in 1991, directed by Jonathan Demme. Have you ever had monkey brains with fava beans? Hello, Clarice. Yes, that Silence of the Lambs. The one where the late, great Hannibal Lecter.
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
This was a good movie, and it's one that is creepy. It's not super scary, but it's kind of creepy, and I enjoyed it. And my honorable mention is, I'm gonna just tell you the truth, I really don't feel like we've gotten a lot of good scary movies, a lot of good horror films in the last 2 or 3 years, but this one was one that was actually good, and it's called Talk to Me, that came out in the US in 2023. It was released in the US in 2023. I think it was 2022 in Australia. It's directed by Danny Philippou and Michael Philippou. They co-directed this, and Talk to Me was amazing. It was good in its own right. You go into this world with this young lady who is trying to find her way in this world, but peer pressure gets to her, and the ending was really satisfying for me. So let me know what you all thought down in the comments about this list of horror films. If you have any that you'd like for me to check out and do a review for, or a hidden gem or something for, I don't mind. Let me know. I've been Joe with Candid at the Movies. Please click that like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can get everything that we have going on. Y'all take care and have a fantastic day. Peace.